Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Rusty and Unhinged. Before I introduce you to my next project, I did just want to say, as a new channel, I'm still growing. I'm going to be growing, well, forever actually. Well, anyway, for however long I do this for. And as a new YouTuber and a new channel, I'm extremely grateful for any of the views that you've taken the time to do, whether it was 35 seconds and then you got bored or you watched the whole thing. I'm very grateful, and thank you to those people that have subscribed. I think that's amazing. Thank you. I still think that's amazing. And thank you to those people that have given me a thumbs up as well. I did get a few thumbs down. I think I got 5 thumbs downs, and that's okay. I'm okay. I don't know what the thumbs down means. They didn't like the sound of my voice. They didn't like something, or it was boring, or they didn't like the outcome of the furniture. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm grateful. Thank you for watching. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and ask if you do like the content and you're curious to see what I do each video, which is probably on average going to be every 2 weeks at least. It's a slow process to do the furniture. I would love it if you would subscribe. I would really love it. And commenting. Oh God, comments. I love the comments. It's such a boost. It's such a boost to get a comment. It doesn't even matter if the comment's just a heart or a, I liked it, or a good job, or I didn't like it, but you did a good job, or whatever you want to say. It's fine. The comments are fantastic. Thank you. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you again, and I will show you the project that I've just finished working on. Thank you. So here it is. My next project is this lovely Art Deco cabinet. It came to me like this with the doors off, and it came to me like this with no hardware, but I do have the hardware. It was all off, but it was all in a drawer. So I've got the original handles, the original hinges, even I've got the original screws and lock. So that's good. I don't have the lock key. That's the only bummer. And somebody's had a crack at sanding this. The second jaw's been sanded, the first one not. Yeah, so just just giving you a good look at it. The interior, it's overall in pretty good condition actually. I do find a few issues with it as I get closer to it and get more familiar with it, I should say. And yeah, there's a few issues, but overall it's in pretty good condition, and I'm excited to work on it. Somebody's had a crack at sanding there. A little bit of veneer damage there, but it's flattened and flush. I don't know whether adding a piece of veneer is going to be helpful there because it's going to jut out, but I'll see. I may end up doing a different repair there. So I've decided to tackle the top first in terms of moving forward, and most of the sanding I do by hand on the veneer. The timber bits not so much, but the veneer needs to be taken with a soft touch. It's hard to tell how. I think the veneer is quite thick on the top, but it's quite thin around the jaws. So, but I don't want to take any chances. So I'm hand sanding here with a 180 grit, and I'm just circling around what looks like possibly some sanding burns from before, and I'm not, or they could be stains, but I think they're sanding burns, which concerns me, and I'm not quite sure how the finish will take the burns, if that's what they are. I'm just giving it a wipe with that's just plain water and a clean cloth. Plus it gives me an opportunity to see what it might look like if it was oiled or stained. I'm just tackling the shelf that sits in the middle of the drawers on the underside of the sideboard. So I've just pulled it out, and just giving it it's really actually not that bad at all, but I'm taking off a little bit of the old finish off it, which is so easy to come off that I'm just sanding it off. It's clearly most likely the original finish because it's so easy to come off. It's so thin, that's the word I was looking for. So it's sanding off nice and easy. So I'm jumping in a bit early, but I'm really curious and I can't wait, so I'm doing it. I'm going to put some tung oil mixed with turpentine onto the top. I want to see how it takes. I just want to be certain that I don't need to put new veneer on, or I'm not wasting my time, just to make sure. So another light sand with my hand sander, which has got 600 grit sandpaper in it. So I've already gone through the levels. So I've gone through. I started with 180, then I jumped to 240, then I think I jumped to 320, and I'm finishing with 600, just to smooth out, buttery smooth, smooth out scratches. So it's dried now. This is the finish, and I am so happy with it. It really is really lovely. And I'm just showing you the front as well because I did that front curly lip at the front there, which you will behind the camera. Now it's not finished and it's not perfect, but that is a really good start. So actually that gives me confidence to keep going. Just doing some speeded up sanding for you, using the tiny little sander because I'm just trying to get into some really hard places and make sure it's all just really nice in there. It's a bit of a cleaning thing too. You see little stains, and sometimes they don't wash out, but they'll sand out, and it just feels nice and fresh for the new owner, whoever that is. So moving on to the drawers now, I just want to clean up a few marks and stains that are in these drawers. And I just want to also mention that always with drawers, I will always take the bottoms off at the very least. Sometimes I've even pulled them all apart altogether. These drawers are in pretty good condition. Having said that, I still would prefer to take the bottom off. I couldn't get it off. I tried off camera to get one of the drawers off, and I couldn't even get the nail to come out of the hole. And I felt that if I would have been able to do it, but I would have risked ruining the bottom of the drawer. They were that tightly impacted, so I'm not sure how that was done or whether they were glued as well as nailed. I'm not sure, or very long nails. I don't know. But I couldn't get the bottoms off, so I'm doing it this way. So just there, I've spotted a split. It's kind of like, it's only a split within, it's not a split on the outside, and it's kind of like a transversed sort of sideways split. and I'll be addressing that later on with some glue probably. It's kind of like a flap, not a problem. I'm sliding around on this a tabletop. The drawer's very slippery and it's sitting on a towel that is sitting on top of an oak table. So I'm just deviating to get a yoga mat that I picked up in a secondhand shop the other day for a couple of dollars. They're a really good idea. I use them on all of my workbenches. I'm just going to stick one under this, and they're a great workshop mat. They're non-slip, and I like them extra because I can cut them to shape. Especially if I've bought it secondhand, I don't feel so bad about it. Some people use rubber doormats, non-slip drawer liners. There's a variety of options, but I do like the yoga mats or the exercise mats, and they last ages. Yeah, they're great. I showed you the transverse sort of cut that was in the bottom of this drawer, so I'm just going to address that now with. It's so simple, really. It's an Cinchi one. It's a probably 2 centimeter sideways cut. Doesn't go through to the other side, and it's almost got a flap to it, so I can lift that little flap of wood up with a very small screwdriver or something, and just pop some wood glue under there and just apply some pressure, apply some weight to it to sort that out. I want to get rid of it. I don't want people buying some furniture from me and finding themselves getting splinters or cutting themselves or damaging their clothes, etc., or whatever they're putting in the drawers. So while that glue is drying on the bottom of the drawer, bringing my attention over to the doors, and what I have is a door with a lock and a locking mechanism, but I don't have a key to it. And I'm going to see if I can sort that out. Just taking the hardware off the doors just to get them ready for sanding. Because I can't find a key that suits the lock, I may end up replacing the lock anyway, the locking mechanism at the back. I'll either sell it with the key and a new lock, or the old lock and no key. We'll see. I'll see if I can find a lock first of all that will fit the cavity that the old lock went in, to save myself having to chisel out a new cavity. So I've just, off camera, to save you watching me do hours of sanding, I've just sanded that through the layers of sand with finishing with 600 grit, and dusted it off, cleaned it off, and I'm just using tung oil mix with turpentine to see how that looks. And it's looking okay, it's looking good. So here I've just popped the shell of the whole unit up on its back so that I can address the feet and also the underside. I'm always conscious of making sure I do the underside as well. When people take the furniture and put it in their car, there's nothing, in my mind, especially when they pay good money for it, there's nothing worse than tipping it up and seeing that the underside is full of paint or crap or spider webs or just looks a bit yucky. I certainly don't think that the underside needs as much attention as everything else, but just a bit of a tidy up. So I've pretty much finished the sanding now, and I'm just ready to apply to all of the timber bits the walnut stain, and taking it off with a clean rag. I'm not taking it off, wiping it down, buffing it, that's the word. So just moving on, when I had the the shell of the unit on its side, I noticed another crack. This one also doesn't go through to the outside. It's a sort of local crack. It's probably 10 to 15 centimeters long, this one, and it's the same as the other one in that it's a flap. So again, I'm going to be able to insert some wood glue under there by just gently lifting up the flap and then putting some weight on it, which I'll do. So I found a dice size piece of veneer missing on the end of one of the doors, and I've just gone ahead and glued that on. I didn't mean to do that off camera. I just forgot to press play. I'm sorry. It's the size of a small dice, and all I've done is literally cut out a piece of veneer that's slightly too long, slightly too wide, and made sure that the grain in the um, bit that I've added is in alignment with the grain on the door. So I'm just using a Stanley knife, they call them Stanley knives in Australia, to cut the trim the piece of veneer that I've added to be plumb with the door. Once that's done, just give it a light sand to make sure it's all blended in and there's no sticky up bits, or it's all blended well. And I need to go over that with a little bit of some furniture markers or blend-all sticks, whatever ones you've got. So just doing that process now, just using my furniture markers just to basically disappear the repair. What you want to have is a situation where the repair is undetectable or as undetectable as possible, which is what I'm doing. hopefully that works. Well, it does work because I already know it worked. So that door repair is fully done, and I've just now flipped it over because I'm doing a walnut stain on the back, which is just timber. Just doing some touch-ups, spotted. Most likely, it's nothing more than it could be sanding damage from previously. It could also just be a bit of sun damage, a bit of window damage. Just highlighting some grains that were not as highlighted. So prior to getting this unit, somebody had given it a bit of a sand, and it looks like somebody had also given it a few wood filler repairs on the back. So I'm just going to tidy those up a bit and stain it walnut on the back as well, so that it looks schmick and nice. Getting to the finish line now, so just giving all the interior of the drawers a good coating of furniture wax. Beautiful, smells beautiful. This one is a citrus one that is homemade by a beekeeper that I know in Tasmania. It's really lovely. Just boiling, literally just with detergent and water, all the crud off of the hinges, the handles, and the locking mechanisms. This isn't going to fix them, but it's going to start making the dirt loose so that I can clean them. So after boiling them and all the dirt and grease and grimes loosened, it's easy now for me to come in with a clean towel, a clean rag, sorry, and I'm just using the cream version of Barkeeper's Friend on the handles. I barely have to touch them and they're just coming up beautiful. So that was the handles that I was cleaning before. So now I'm just doing the hinges. Super quick. I'll skip most of it. You just see this one hinge, but they are very badly tarnished silver hinges. And just while I'm doing this last little bit before the finish, I just wanted to thank you all again for watching. If you made it this far, thank you. If you didn't, that's still great. And also, just to give a little plug to my new Etsy shop, which the link is down below I think it's in the more section. I'd love you to check it out. So just on this final note, before I show you the finished product, I am a really strong person and I can lift a lot, and this this is a really heavy unit and I've got my end, but I don't have anybody to help me lift the other end of this so that I could take it inside and do a proper staging on it to show you. So I'm going to have to show you the final here. My daughter, who lives at home with me, is injured at the moment, so I can't ask her to help me, and I don't feel like putting the weight of this unit on a friend or a neighbour, which I could do, but it's a lot to ask. So I hope you'll excuse the fact that I'm showing you the final from my garage. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Just use your imaginations. Thank you. Sorry, thank you.